Yo, we back. We are back, y'all. We are back just in time. They're just getting the broadcast started here on um on ESPN. The game is now on ESPN for this game too. If you're just rejoining me from that last game we had on ABC, Fever with the upset on the Las Vegas Aces. Dion, salute. What's going on, my boy? Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Right? They're talking about Nalissa versus Napheesa versus Alyssa. I combined their names there. The second and third votes and second and third place in the MVP race. As we know, A'ja Wilson did win the MVP. And she just lost on the night she won the MVP. All right, starting lineups are on your screen. These are the correct starting lineups. If you're just joining, no DeJournay Carrington for the rest of the postseason. She is out with a sprained foot. That she will be out for the remainder of the postseason. Jump ball here to start, and we are off to start game one of this semifinal series between the Phoenix Mercury, the 4 seed, and the 1 seed Minnesota Lynx. Phoenix starts off with possession. Alyssa Thomas on the attack. Gets into the paint, goes glass, and Alyssa Thomas starts off this semifinal series with the first basket. Phoenix up 2-0. Ball over with Bridget Carleton. Carleton comes off the screen going left. Left side to McBride. Corner to Alanna Smith for 3. It's off. Akol Makani with the rebound. Over to Satou Sabally. Sabally crosses half court. Comes off the screen going right. Satou lobs it up to Mac. Mac tries to get it over to Copper, who has to go to the left corner. Shoots a contested 3. It's short. Alanna Smith with the rebound. And she gets it up quickly to K-Mac. K-Mac comes behind the screen. K-Mac over to Smith. Smith, another 3. This time more top of the key-ish and misses. That's 2 misses for Alanna Smith. Kahleah Copper comes off the screen to Alyssa Thomas. Bumps off feet, throws up the left-hand floater and misses. Rebound goes to Carleton over to Courtney Williams. Bounce pass to Alanna Smith. Oh, that might have been a travel, and they called a travel. I thought she was about to get away with that, but no, ma'am. You cannot get away with that. All right, got the people on the court there, bottom of your screen. Salute to everybody. I'll get the poll started shortly for everyone joining. Ball in play here with the Mercury. Fee all over Alyssa as she's smiling here. Alyssa attacks left, gets into the paint, spins right, throws up the right-hand hook, tries to go glass, and misses. She enjoys the contact with a smirk on her face the whole time. Courtney comes off the screen, jump pass to Napheesa, left side of the floor at the 3. Pump fakes on Mac. Loses the ball. Collier tips it, but right to Alanna Smith. Over to Carleton. In the corner for 3. Misses. Long rebound to Fee. Out to Courtney Williams. Off the screen. Courtney back to Fee. Fee wide open for 3. Loads up again. Finally, they knock down the 3. Napheesa with the 3 gives Minnesota their first point of this semifinal series. Napheesa Collier shot 50% from the field, 40% plus from 3, over 90% from the free throw line this season. Kahleah Copper with the ball. Drives baseline. Jump past to Mac. Mac goes up and lays it in. Natasha Mac with the finish. And Phoenix retakes the lead 4-3. Courtney Williams with the ball. Over to Fee. Fee loads up. Same spot for 3. Different result. She misses. Mac with the rebound. Over to Satou Sabally. Satou gets downhill. Throws up the right-hand layup. A little off balance and misses. Minnesota on the run here with Courtney Williams over to K-Mac. Pump fakes. Goes corner for Bridget. Enough time to test the win, but she misses the 3. Mac tips it out of bounds. Ball stays with Minnesota. So something that's different from how the Liberty played Alyssa Thomas. Napheesa guarding Alyssa all the way up there, being tight on her, as opposed to how the Liberty guarded her. Liberty backed way off and tried and forced her to take up that space. So that's the difference in schemes here between Minnesota and New York on first observation. Ball in play here with Minnesota. Courtney, right side to Fee, over to K-Mac. Comes off the screen going left. K-Mac into the paint, shoots the right elbow floater, and K-Mac is on the board. Retakes the lead. 5-4 Minnesota. Akoa Makani over to Satou. Satou picks up her dribble to Alyssa Thomas. Alyssa with the ball at the three-point line, guarded tightly by Fee. Down to Satou in the paint. Finds Mac on the roll, on the cut again. And Mac, that's 2 layups for Natasha Mac. They're bringing help over to double Satou. And Mac gets free. Napheesa almost loses the ball on the strip. Gets it over to Bridget. Bridget back to Fee. Fee loads up for another 3. Fee from the left wing cashes out for 3. That's 2 threes already for her. 6 points, 2 or 3 from 3-point range. 8.86 is the lead for the Lynx. Alyssa Thomas guarded tightly by Fiat on the perimeter. Alyssa, bully ball into the paint, gets under, right hand layup is up and good. So Alyssa Thomas, one of the strongest players in the W, gets downhill and scores. Courtney Williams shoots the midi, and they call a offensive over the back call on Alanna Smith. So his game is tied at 8, as they're showing the replay of Napheesa knocking down that 3. Ball in play here with the Mercury. Satou gets it over to Smith. Finds Satou on the curl, and a foul there by Bridget Carlton on the help side defense. Satou will go to the line for 2 free throws. That was a nice, they ran a Satou, Alyssa, Satou just cut right down the center of the paint. Got her defender got screened off. Bridget had to come over and help, and draws the foul. So Satou at the line averaged 15 points in that first round series. After a horrible game 1, she was big in games 2 and 3 to give the Mercury the playoff series win. And Satou knocks down both free throws. Ball in play here with the Minnesota Lynx. 10-8, Phoenix on top here. Oh, lob pass to Fee. Fee pump fakes and scores. So Fee up to 8 points already here. Ball in play with Akoa Makani. She somehow gets all the way to the basket and lays it in with the right. Monique Akoa Makani, the WNBA rookie, gets on the board here. Alanna Smith over to K-Mac. K-Mac with the ball. Settles for a 3 off the front of the rim. Long rebound goes to Bridget Carlton. Kat Westbell has checked in for the Mercury for Natasha Mack. McBride drives at Kat Westbell and scoops it in with the right hand. 12-12. Chemo, salute, what up? Akoa Makani drops it off to Thomas. Out to Westbell for 3. She misses that one. Courtney Williams with the rebound. Courtney Williams dribbling behind the Fee screen. Gets it out to Fee. She's already hit 2 threes. Fakes the handoff. Blows by Alyssa Thomas. Pump fakes and scores on the left-hand side of the basket. So it's been Napheesa cooking right now. And Napheesa up to 10 points already. Alyssa Thomas tries to get some gut back. Blocked by the co-defensive player of the year, Alanna Smith. As Courtney Williams quickly gets up the court, goes under the basket, corner to Alanna, up top to K-Mac. K-Mac finds Alanna on the cut, and she finishes with a reverse with the left hand. 16-12. Under 4 minutes to go here. Just constant player and ball movement from Minnesota. Akoa Makani off the screen going right. Drops it off to... they run that play a lot. I've seen that against the Liberty. They run a pick and roll with Akoa Makani. Kahleah Copper cuts along the baseline. Alyssa Thomas finds her for a layup. Alanna Smith, that she's taking 3 threes now. And that's a travel. They don't call it. She misses the 3. Now Satou goes down the lane, throws up the left-hand floater in the paint, and she scores. Game tied at 16. It's back and forth. Back and forth. Listen, Fee, the MVP is already solidified, so ain't no turning back. Fee with the ball, crossing up on Alyssa, throws it out to Courtney with 5 on the clock. In and out dribble, blows by Kahleah Copper, switches hands, throw. Oh my goodness! What a move by Courtney Williams. Went up, back to the basket, just threw it up with the left, and finishes. Gives Minnesota an 18-16 lead. Kahleah Copper off the screen, gets into the paint, stops at the foul line, nowhere to go. Up top to Westbeld, down to Alyssa Thomas. She pump fakes, nowhere to go. Now she somehow gets under the basket. They gave her the basket and she finishes tied at 18. This is a back and forth affair here. 18 all. Courtney Williams over to Fee. Fee on the handoff to K-Mac, guarded by Kahleah Copper. K-Mac picks up her dribble. Corner to Fee, left corner, right in front of the bench. Pump fakes, gets it over to Williams. They run the pick and roll. She pick and pops instead. Williams, I don't know how much. 4 is on the shot clock. Contested 2 over Kahleah Copper. Possession going nowhere fast. Williams bails them out. If you're looking on the broadcast, the scoreboard is turned off. I guess they're having a problem with it. They put it back now. Under 2 minutes to go. Satou out to Kahleah Copper for 3. Off the back rim. Rebound to Carlton. Listen, we haven't had a commercial break. I'll take it. Carlton over to Courtney Williams. I hope this whole quarter goes and we don't have a break here. Courtney Williams still with it. Williams comes off the screen from Smith. Courtney Williams probing into the paint. Out to K-Mac. Pump fakes for 3. Steps in. Long 2. Off the glass. Can't get it. Kat Westbeld with the rebound. Outlet to Satou Sabally. Sabally on the attack. Spins into the paint. Steps through. Left hand layup is up and good. And she falls on her tailbone. And quick outlet on the other end. K-Mac with the scoop and gets fouled there. And the players are dog tired. They went damn near the whole quarter without a break. Satou grabbing her back here as we have our first timeout of the quarter of the game. 20-20 is the score. Yes, Courtney that Courtney was like that Jordan move when he goes in and he throws it over his head and it drops. That's exactly what it looked like there. 20-20. Non-stop action. Back and forth there. Whew. Now I need a bab and drink. Now I need to... Hold on. Let me get a sip. Whew. Jeez. Non-stop action there, y'all. Non-stop action. Dum, 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 dum. All right, my bad, y'all. Let's take a look at the box score while we have a breather. 20-20 is the score, y'all. 20-20 in this game 1 of this semifinals matchup. Salute to all y'all joining on the broadcast. Appreciate y'all. I did say I would start the poll and I totally forgot. The game got too good. Who wins? I'm gonna start it now. Is it the Mercury or is it the Lynx? Start poll. Let me see. It's still tied 20-20, so it's anybody's game. So nobody can have a advantage right now. 20-20 is the score. It's been back and forth here. When we come back, K-Mac will be shooting 2 free throws. If you looked at the pregame odds, Minnesota were 8.5-point favorites. So that's something to be aware of. For Phoenix, you have Satou with 6 points, Alyssa Thomas with 6, 4 for Mac, 2 for Kahleah Copper, and 2 for Copper. So the whole starting lineup has scored. They're shooting 56% from the field, 0 for 3 from 3 so far, and they've made 2 of their free throws. For Minnesota, it's been all starters. Carlton yet to score, but 10 from Napheesa, 2 for Alanna Smith, 4 for K-Mac, and Courtney Williams. Let me see what the people are saying about the Aces. I didn't even get to look at social media. But let's see what they got to say. Chemo said this should be a good series. Definitely should be. Definitely should be. But broadcast is coming back on now. Broadcast is coming back on. Napheesa Collier finished second in the WNBA MVP voting. Alyssa Thomas finishes third. Looking at social media to see what people saying. I don't see any chatter about. All right, so you got K-Mac at the line for 2 free throws here, and she knocks down the first free throw, gives the Minnesota Lynx back the lead. The second one is up and good. Ball in play. 22-20. K-Mac up to 6 points already. Approaching a minute to go, I should say. Sammy Whitcomb has checked in for the Mercury. Kahleah Copper off the catch, shoots the foul line jumper, and knocks it down. So it's tied at 22. 7 ties, 7 lead changes so far. Napheesa comes off the screen going left. Off balance jumper is off. DeWanna Bonner has checked in for the Mercury as Alyssa Thomas spins into the lane, a little off balance, too strong on the layup. Fee with the rebound. Fee pushing in transition. Fee gets into the paint, throws up the floater. She's too strong. Fight for the rebound, gets tipped right to Alyssa Thomas. Finds Sammy Whitcomb on the attack. Goes through, tries to draw the contact. Alyssa Thomas, offensive rebound, and put back. And the Mercury retake the lead. Minnesota is in the bonus here with 18 seconds to go here. Ball over to Courtney Williams. About a half a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock here. Courtney Williams, at top of the key, comes off the screen, keeps the dribble alive with 5 on the clock. Keeps it alive, drives around, goes up, reverse layup too far under the basket, and that's how the quarter ends. So at the end of the first, Phoenix 24, Minnesota 22. It has been 8 ties and 8 lead changes. Phoenix scored 22 of their 24 points in the paint. Minnesota 7 for 12 from 2-point range, and they're 2 for 9 from 3. So Alyssa Thomas played that whole first quarter. She's breathing a little heavy now. Oh, they asked about how she gonna deal with Fee. She's like, she gotta guard me too. So we dealing with the same thing. We good. And walked off from the interview. I respect it. Listen, yo, put some respect on my name, fam. I respect it. She said 1 question, 1 answer, and I'm out of here. As we go to commercial. 24-22 is the score. Empire said, I'm taking Kosu getting 10 points. If Kosu sees minutes in this game, it's a blowout either way. Whether it's either the Lynx are getting smoked or the Mercury getting smoked. So Kosu 10 points is probably 2 trillion plus 2 trillion on the FanDuel. If she gets 10 points, you gotta check Cheryl Reeve betting account. That's the only way she gets 10 points in this one. (24-22) at the end of the first, people. 24-22. Dejanay, she has a sprained foot, Beulah. She sprained her foot in that game 2 against the Valkyries. She's out for the season. Out for the playoffs, I should say. The season over. The playoffs is still going on. Let's take a look at this box score right quick. Phoenix, you got Alyssa Thomas with 8 and 2. Satou with 6. 4 for Mac and Copper. 2 for Akoa Makani. Bench hasn't scored yet. For Minnesota, 10 for Fee. 6 for K-Mac. 4 for Courtney Williams. 2 for Alanna Smith. And Heidemann and Shepard have not scored yet. They're shooting 9 for 21 from the field. 2 for 9 from 3. Minnesota has to clean up that 3-point percentage. But it's a low turnover game. Only 1 for Minnesota, none for Phoenix. Julia, who do I have winning the finals? Dude, it's up in the air right now. I would have said Minnesota, but Phoenix looks like they match up really well with them. And I rather at this point I rather Phoenix, cause so I can say we lost to the champions in the first round. If they get smacked by Minnesota, then it don't make a difference. I mean, it sucks, but if we lose, if we could say we lost to the people who won the championship, it takes the choking in the first round off a little bit. 24-22. We're in a commercial now. What car commercial is this? Volvo. All right, back to the game. So they're showing the matchup between Napheesa and Alyssa at the moment. All right, so let's see. Second quarter about to start here. Did I reset it? No, I didn't. Second quarter getting ready. Ball in play here with the Minnesota Lynx. Carlton over to Fee. Fee attacks Satou, loses the ball. Bonner with the steal. Bonner running. Bonner in transition finds Sammy Whitcomb on the cut to the basket, and she scoops it in. And Phoenix with the 26-22 lead. Heidemann, whoa, what a nice crossover on Copper. Gets it over to Shepard. Handoff to stud bud number 1. I don't know if she's 1 or 2, but Courtney Williams misses the right elbow jump shot. Rebound to the Mercury. Sammy Whitcomb with the ball. Whitcomb crosses half court over to Copper. Copper to Satou. Satou over to Bonner. Left side of the court. Guarded tightly by Carlton. Back up top to Satou. Satou back to Bonner. Bonner left corner 3. Up, short, rebound to Courtney Williams. Courtney Williams crosses half court. Gets into the middle of the floor. Drops it off to Shepard on the roll. Shepard with the lay. Courtney Williams knows how to navigate those pick and rolls so good. You got to step up on her because she's a mid-range assassin, and she drops it off lovely. Satou gets downhill, out to Mac. Corner to Bonner. Hand off to Sammy, up top to Satou. Satou drives left. She's a lefty. You can't give her the left, and she lays it right in. Right down Main Street for the left-hand lay for Satou Sabally. 28-24. Now, Courtney Williams steps into a long 2. Or they call it a 3. They're going to review that. That looked like a 2 from first glance, but it's probably a 3. 1-point game here. 28-27. Satou with the ball. Satou over to Sammy. Sammy pump fakes for 3. Sammy down the lane. Pump fakes the floater. Now shoots the floater with the left and scores. Sammy Whitcomb knocks it down. Ball over to Fee. Fee over to Carlton. Carlton's going to have to knock down some threes in this series. Oh, there was a miscommunication between Fee and Carlton. Fee went to set the screen. Carlton thought she was popping out for the pass. It's a turnover. (30-27). Ball in play with Phoenix. Alyssa Thomas into the paint. Oh, Satou pump fakes the pass, throws it out, and misses the wide open 3. A bunch of the Minnesota defenders walked away from her as she faked the pass, and she missed the wide open 3. It is Minnesota ball. McBride with the ball, guarded by Satou. Now tries to repay her with a 3. Dots her eye from 3, and then just flashes her off like she can't check me. Knocks down the 3 right in Satou grill. 30-30. Another tie in this one. Akol Makani tries to get downhill, guarded by Heidemann. Over to Thomas. Left side to Satou. Satou drives right into the paint. Left hand layup misses. Fight for the rebound is won by Carlton. Carlton out to McBride. McBride, only one up. Picks up her dribble over to Smith. Smith, another 3. Can she hit one? No, she's just been short on a bunch of them. She's 0 for 4 from 3, Alanna Smith. Might need to see a layup go in or a free throw before she takes another. As Akol Makani finds Alyssa Thomas with a nice pocket pass. Thomas finishes the layup. Mercury back in front here. Heidemann with the ball. Heidemann over to Bridget Carlton. Carlton up top to Shepard. Shepard dribbles left. Gets it to McBride. McBride comes off the screen. McBride down the lane. Throws up the right-hand scoop. And misses. Rebound by the Mercury. Alyssa Thomas at the controls here. Picks up her dribble, nowhere to go. Gets it over to Sammy, right side of the floor. Comes off the screen, going to her left for Sammy. Sammy into the paint. Sammy goes to the left. Sammy with the left-hand layup. So they're just abusing the paint right now, the Phoenix Mercury. That's where they're doing a lot of their damage. Sammy Whitcomb up to 6 points in her 5 minutes. K-Mac for a deep three. K-Mac for a deep, deep three. Keeping her team in it. 1 point game here, 34-33. Kahleah Copper with the ball, left side of the floor. Dribbles right, comes off the screen. Pass to Alyssa Thomas. She spins into the lane. Throws the spinning hook is up and good. Alyssa Thomas. 36-33. It's simple offense. Pick and roll offense here, and it's working. Heidemann goes behind the back. Keeps the hezzy up. Loses the ball. Thomas digs and steals. Thomas with Smith in her sights. Thinks better of it. Out to Whitcomb. Whitcomb with the ball. In the corner, out to Thomas. Back to Whitcomb. And a foul by Bridget Carlton trying to fight over that screen. Phoenix has not turned the ball over as we have a timeout on the floor. The Mercury up 3 here, 36-33. 36-33 in the second quarter. Let me run my clock down a bit. It's 5:25 to go in the second. All right, let's take a look back at the box score. Phoenix yet to turn the ball over. They outscored Minnesota 24-22 in the first, outscoring them 12-11 here in the second. You got Phoenix with Satou Sabally, 8 points. You have 12 for Alyssa Thomas already. 4 for Natasha Mack, 4 for Copper, 2 for Kahleah Copper. Off the bench, Sammy Whitcomb with 6 points. They're shooting 58% from the field. 0 for 5 from 3, but a lot of their damage is being done in the paint. I can give you guys more solid numbers here about their points in the paint. 1 second, let me pull this up. Points in the paint is definitely in favor of the Mercury. They're winning the points in the paint 34-14. 34-14 points in the paint advantage for the Mercury. Minnesota, you got Bridget Carlton with none, but does have 5 rebounds. 10 for Napheesa. She had all 10 in the first quarter. 2 for Alanna Smith. 12 for Kayla McBride. And 7 for Courtney Williams. Off the bench, Jess Shepard with 2. They're shooting 46% from the field, 38% from 3. And they're up to 4 turnovers compared to none for the Phoenix Mercury. All right. Salute to everybody in the chat. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new here. We're covering the playoffs all the way through. We've been covering the WNBA season, and we're gonna definitely make sure we cover playoffs. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any time I go live. If you missed game 1 on the stream, it was a good one between the Fever and the Aces. Fever, the 6 seed, get the upset win, steal game 1 on the road versus the Aces. We'll take a look more at the box score at halftime and the upcoming schedule as well. Got a Mercury supporter in here. LJ, salute for your comment. All right, broadcast is restarting here. Broadcast restarting here. Let's talk about the Phoenix Mercury's last 42 hours. They finished game 3 at 10 p.m. in Phoenix, flew to Minnesota at 1 p.m. the next day, and they're going from here. All right, ball and play with the Mercury. They've scored 34 of their 36 points in the paint. Insane. Ball over to Kahleah Copper. Copper shoots a 3, and she knocks down the 3. So they finally score a 3. They were struggling from 3-point range, and Kahleah Copper rises up and knocks it down. Finals MVP Kahleah Copper with the Chicago Sky. They leave Napheesa open. She tries to shoot a 2, and it's way off. Hits like the side corner of the side of the backboard there. It's the largest lead of the game for Phoenix. Alyssa Thomas gets downhill, corner to Copper, over to Bonner. Bonner wide open for three, in and out. Rebound to K-Mac. K-Mac with the ball. Gets it over to Carlton, corner to Heidemann. Heidemann with the ball, comes off the screen from Smith, keeps the dribble alive. One leg fall away in the paint, off the back rim. Alanna Smith with the rebound. Heidemann loads up for a three this time and knocks it down. Napheesa Heidemann cashes out from three. And it's a 3-point game, 39-36. Approaching 4 minutes to go as Alyssa Thomas gets all the way downhill. Ball gets stripped and kept with Alyssa Thomas. So it's Phoenix ball to inbound here under their basket. Sammy Whitcomb finds Satou. Bad pass and stolen by Courtney Williams. A 2-on-1 with Alyssa Thomas over to K-Mac. She double clutches, goes up for the layup and misses. Bonner with the rebound out to Thomas. Under 4 minutes to go here. Phoenix on top. Satou with the ball. Satou spins back to the center of the floor. Go over to Bonner. Fee almost gets a steal there. They won a screen. And Courtney Williams comes and steals it from Bonner. Down the lane. Easy lay for Courtney Williams. And it's a 1-point game here. 39-38. That's the first turnover of the game for Phoenix. And Thomas misses the layup. They wanted a foul on that one, but no foul. Kahleah McBride with the ball. McBride slows it down over to Williams. Williams dribbles it off her foot, and that should be a foul. That is a foul. That should be a clear path foul there. As Satou was chasing down that loose ball, she dribbled it off her foot, and the ball was rolling. Satou was chasing and got tugged. But they're going to call a loose ball foul. It went off of Satou's foot, actually. And then Courtney Williams, like, pulls her on the hip a little bit. So I don't know. That should have been a kick ball, essentially. But the refs missed it. They just called it a loose ball foul. So no harm, no foul there in terms of point being influenced by points. Alyssa Thomas attacks Heidemann. Size advantage, weight advantage, everything advantage. Easy layup for her. Ron said, I must have missed you. Ron was right with his prediction regarding game one. Can I get Ron is the one? I got to put you up there. Salute to you, Ron. Kahleah McBride for three. Bounces around a couple times. Doesn't drop. Alyssa Thomas on the outlet pass to Copper. Copper into the paint. Double clutches and scores. 43-38. Heidemann over to Kahleah McBride. Gets tripped up there. And they call an offensive foul on Alanna Smith. Foul call on Minnesota. Cheryl Reeve is not happy. Timeout called Minnesota. 43-38. 2:30 to go in the second. $43-38. $43-38. 2:30 to go. Minnesota being outscored 19-16 in the quarter by the Phoenix Mercury, the road team. Ron, what you predict for this one? Make sure y'all fill out the poll. Ron, if you go 2 for 2, I'm never doubting you again. Who you got in this one? Let me see if you said who you got. I'm scrolling up. I don't see nothing. What you got, Ron? I'll put you on the big screen. We're in a commercial right now if you're just joining. It looks like the road teams are taking to the home teams in this semifinal series so far. Phoenix is up 43-38. Still in a commercial here. Still in a commercial. Chemo says Ace has not been playing well since they lost 2 games. Not a hard call. Yeah, no, yeah, definitely can't sleep on this game. Is far from over. This game is far from over. Nobody's saying it's over yet, but it's following a similar pattern to the first game that we did. Minnesota goes on a run, then Phoenix responds. And the thing about Phoenix, they were a little slept on. Can't even lie. They have multiple players contributing. MVP candidate in Alyssa. You got Satou, who's an all WNBA player or an all-star player. Kahleah Copper, Finals MVP. You got DeWanna Bonner, a legend in her own right, and can still put points on the board. And then you got Sammy Whitcomb, a 3-point assassin. So there ain't no slouches on that team from their main players. They just don't have. They just don't have. Oh, DeWanna Bonner's the only one with championship, or the championship on it. Well, DeWanna and Collier are the only one with championships on the team. So right, Alyssa Thomas with 14, and you got 10 from Napheesa. She's only had 10 in the first quarter as the ball's back in play here. As Alyssa goes down the lane on Fee and scores with the left hand layup. 16 for Alyssa Thomas, 45-38. Ball over to Courtney Williams. Williams drives out to Fee. Fee loads up for another 3. Fee way short on that 3, and it goes out of bounds. That was an air ball. And Alyssa Thomas, like ambidextrous. She shoots with the left, shoots with the right. I mean, when you don't got shoulders, you got to learn how to make things work, and she's making it work. Napheesa all over Alyssa. Alyssa goes cross court to Collier in the right corner, guarded by K-Mac. She jab steps, goes into the post. One leg fall away over McBride. That was a tough shot there. Rebound to Courtney Williams. Courtney Williams quickly up the court, spins, poked away up by Akol Makani. She picks it back up, but then deflected and stolen. Satou on the outlet to Kahleah Copper, and she finishes. 11 for Kahleah Copper. Defense to offense there for the Mercury. They're on an 8-0 run here. Ball over with Napheesa. Napheesa over to Heidemann. Heidemann pump fakes for 3. Corner to K-Mac. K-Mac for 3. Hits the corner of the backboard. Out of bounds off of the Mercury. Minnesota will get another possession here. Yeah, Sierra. I said that a lot. Can't lie. She was food to Breanna Stewart. She was. Stewie was going to her in the post. As Courtney Williams shoots a contested 3 and misses. Alyssa Thomas with the ball, spins off a Fee, gets into the paint, throws up the floater, draws the foul. I don't know if it was a pass to Bonner on the lob, but they called the foul. And it's what the case. So what up? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Phoenix better win the championship for doing that to us. 42 paint points, WNBA playoff record for any half for the Phoenix Mercury. 42 of their 47 points have come from the paint. That's insane. Alyssa Thomas, they leave her open. Alyssa Thomas goes into the post against Napheesa, throws the floater over and misses. Smith with the rebound over to Courtney. Phoenix is in the bonus with 36 seconds to go. Courtney Williams crosses up. Sammy Whitcomb blows right by her and scores. Sammy taps her chest saying, my bad. Yeah, you got cooked. 47-40. Yeah, Sierra. I'm Two-Face. I'll admit it. Ah. Ball into Kahleah. Over to Bonner. Bonner for 3. See? Look at Bonner. She missed, though. Damn. That would have been a nice close on the chapter. Courtney Williams with 5 on the clock. 4, 3, 2. McBride steps through, throws up the floater at the buzzer. Air ball. And that's how the first half ends. At the end of 147-40. Yo, don't be using my own words against me now. 47-40. Listen, she was food last game, but that doesn't take... Two things can be true. I'm going to say that. Two things can be true. You can be an OG and a contributor, but still get cooked by my team. So I'm going to leave it at that. Let's get ready for halftime, folks. Halftime report coming up now. 15 minutes for halftime starting now. 15 minutes for halftime. Let's take a look at the box score. 47-40. 47-40. As I said, listen, it's following the same pattern as last game. The road team outscoring the home team in both the first and the second quarters. 24-22 in the first. 23-18 in the second in favor of the Mercury. For Phoenix, you got Alyssa Thomas with 16 points already. Doesn't look like she'll get the triple-double tonight, but she's putting the ball in the basket. 8 for 14. Satou Sabally with 8. 4 for Natasha Mack. 11 for Copper. And 2 for Akoa Makani. Off the bench, Sammy Whitcomb with 6. Phoenix is shooting 56% from the field. They're struggling from 3 just because they're abusing the paint. They're 1 for 8 from 3 and only 2 free throws made. They have 2 turnovers in that first half. Minnesota, you got Napheesa with 10 points. None for Carlton. 2 for Alanna Smith. 12 for Kahleah McBride. 11 for Courtney Williams. Off the bench, 3 for Heidemann and 2 for Shepard. Looking at the ESPN stats here, points in the paint has been the story of this game. 42-18 advantage for the Mercury for points in the paint. 42-18, the most points scored in the paint in a half in WNBA playoff history. But it's only a 7-point game. 7 turnovers for the Lynx, have given up 11 points off of their 7 turnovers. Phoenix with only 2 turnovers, they've given up 2 points off of those turnovers. All right, so that is the box score for this game. Let's take a look at the previous game between the 6 seed Indiana Fever and the 2 seed Las Vegas Aces. Let me back up a little bit. Back up to Sunday. Oh, damn, went too far. My bad, y'all. Sunday, there we go. So in game 1 that we did on the watch along, the Indiana Fever upset the Las Vegas Aces 89-73. 89-73 to steal game 1 on the road in the best of 5 series versus the Aces. As you see, they outscored them in every quarter, 19-18 in the first, 22-18 in the second, 28-19 in the third, 20-18 in the fourth for the 16-point win. For Indiana, you got Lexi Hull. Didn't score until the third, but finishes with 6 points, 12 and 11 for Natasha Howard, 12 points, 11 rebounds. You have Aaliyah Boston with 6 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. Kelsey Mitchell, playoff career high, 34 points. And Odyssey Sims with 17. Off the bench, Bree Turner with 6, 4 for Petty, 2 for Timpson and Timpson and Hall, excuse me. They shot 50% exactly from the field. 31% from 3, 94% from the line. And a big win. Las Vegas, you got Asia Wilson with 16 points, 13 rebounds, did have 4 blocks, had 4 fouls, but did shoot 6 for 22 from the field on the day she gets awarded her 4th MVP award. Kirsten Bell out there just running around, getting the workout in, getting some cardio in, no points and an assist. 4 points for Alyssa Smith. I think she went out with a little bit of a stinger on her hip. Hope she's good. 19 for Jackie Young with 7 rebounds. Did have 5 turnovers. 13 for Chelsea Gray with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Jewel Lloyd with 3 points. 14 for Dana Evans off the bench. 4 for Gustafson. And the rest of the bench only played a couple minutes. They ain't do nothing. They shot 40% from the field, 29% from 3, 83% from the line on 12 attempts, and they had 12 turnovers as a team. So game 2 is on Tuesday. So if we take a look here, looking forward, there's no games tomorrow. Game 2 is on Tuesday. There'll be the later game on Tuesday with the Phoenix and Minnesota game being the first game. They start at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, and then they play Indiana and Vegas play game 2 at 9:30 p.m. We will be doing another doubleheader on Tuesday, so make sure you subscribe so you get notified when I create the stream, so you guys can be notified when I go live. Then after Tuesday, the series shifts to the road team's home. So we'll shift to Indiana. We'll see if it's 2-0 Indiana or 1-1 tie going to Indiana for game 3. Same with Minnesota. We'll see if it's a tied series or somebody has the advantage going into game 3 for a closeout. And then game 4, of course, will be on Sunday. I won't be doing next Sunday's games. I have a gig I have to do. So next Sunday there will not be a stream. But y'all know, for those in the Discord, I'll put it in the Discord and I'll be dropping in and out while I'm at this gig just to keep tabs of what's going on. Hey Kat, how's the officiating this one? It's not too bad. Phoenix is probably feeling like they're getting hard done by some Alyssa Thomas calls, but she's a physical player, so they just got to deal with that. She's initiating a lot of the contact, so you gotta give to get. If you give some, you gotta be able to take some as well. All right, so that is that. For the schedule, the box scores of the games today. So most points in the semifinal debut, they have the stat up here. Kelsey Mitchell leads the way with 34 points. 31 for Lauren Jackson of the Storm in 04. Cynthia Cooper with 31 and 97. And Brianna Stewart with 20. I think they said 28. Let me rewind it a little bit. Yeah, Brianna Stewart with 28 in 2018. All right. Let me get my thing back up to speed. Oh, wow. The Bears are beating the Cowboys. I just clicked on that by accident. All right, we back. All right, let's take a look at some of the awards that have happened over the weekend. If you were in the earliest stream, you already got this news, but sharing is caring. Got to share with the folks. So Naz Hillman on Saturday was announced 6th Player of the Year for 2025. So salute to Naz Hillman winning that award. 6th Player of the Year. Also, today, this was revealed, A'ja Wilson, her 4th WNBA MVP award, first ever in history to reach 4 MVPs. These were her stats from the season: 23.4 points, 10.2 rebounds, 3.1 assists. So salute to that. And then breaking news that came in right before we went live on the first stream, Coach Noelle Quinn was I shouldn't say released because she was out of contract. They will not extend her contract with the Seattle Storm. So Seattle is coachless now, looking for a new coach to start the 2026 season. So that's the news that has happened over the weekend. They also, give me a second as I pull it up. They also released they released the finalists for the MVP, but Alicia Gray and Kelsey Mitchell were a part of that top 5. I'm assuming that 5 will probably make the all WNBA first team. I'm assuming that. I can pull it up for you guys in 1 second. No, that's not what I wanted. My bad. Give me a sec. There we go. Here we go. So this was your finalist for the 2025 Kia WNBA Most Valuable Player. So Napheesa, Alicia, Kelsey, Alyssa, and Asia. And of course, we now know Asia is the winner of that award. Yeah, so this is the list right here. So Kelsey Mitchell, Alicia Gray, Napheesa Collier, Alyssa Thomas, and Asia Wilson. Thanks, Mads. Also have some news for you guys too in regards to the future and of this channel. I'll give y'all that. Well, I'll give y'all that next week sometime, or probably next stream. So, Chemo said I thought Nas wouldn't have qualified. Yeah, I think she came off the bench. I think the only rule is you have to come off the bench more than you start. So I know she came off the bench a lot to start the season. So maybe she just met that threshold. Just met that threshold. All right, so that's the WNBA news from the weekend. Hope that was informative for y'all. And thanks for sticking with me for the halftime report. We can sort of talk about what the off season looks like in the WNBA. I know we still have the finals to go, but we can get a head start on it. The CBA, the collective bargaining agreement between the players of the league and the league itself, is still up in the air. They said they haven't been able to get to a good resolution yet. Or they're still far apart on a lot of things. So the league is in danger of a lockout. I don't think it'll get to that point, but with two new teams coming in, you sort of want to get this sort of figured out before you have the expansion draft and all of these other things. So teams can get their affairs in order and know what they're dealing with when it comes to salaries and other things that could change in the rule book, in the bargaining in the agreement, I should say. So we're still up in the air with that. Still up in the air. When I get news, I'll let y'all know. I usually let people in the Discord know first before I post like a community post on YouTube. So make sure you follow the Discord. Link is in the channel description and in the stream description below. It's a free server where we can talk about stuff offline. Well, it's still online, but off of YouTube. It's more instant to access me that way as well. We were watching some games in there when I'm not on stream. I'll put games in there. So make sure you join the Discord. A lot of people in the chat be a part of it. Sierra, Mads, Liz, Tudo, a lot of people be in there. And we be chatting, Beulah, we be chatting up in there and watching some basketball together. All right, Hud said there will be a lot of free agency in the mix. Yeah, like a lot of the veterans or people who have played more than 4 years in the league are going to be all have set up their free agency to line up with this renewal of the agreement. So there's a lot of people are going to be possibly shifting teams. I know with my team, we only have probably 2 players under contract, Niara and Leonie Fibich. Everybody else is a free agent. Some unrestricted, some restricted, but they're all free agents, all the same. So a lot of veterans have lined up their contracts to end this year because they're expecting some life-changing things to happen or some life-changing things to happen with the deal, but it looks like the sides are still far apart. But we'll see what happens. They still have some time to figure it out. But we'll see. Also, as usual, if time permits, like I did last season, I will be covering the Unrivaled League during the off season. That league starts in around January, February-ish. So I will be covering that. So no need to worry. All right, broadcast is coming back on. Let me turn my volume back on so I can hear what's going on. Get ready for the third and The second half, almost at the third and final quarter. Third and fourth quarter. Halftime is over. Thanks for hanging out with me for the halftime report. Salute all 90 of you here in the chat, whether it's YouTube or Twitch. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new here. We're one sub away from 1,400 subs. Who's going to be that person? Salute to all of y'all. We've been on an upward trajectory, and I appreciate you guys. You guys have all been a part of it. You got power back? That's good, Beulah. I'm glad. They're showing some highlights of the first half. Alyssa Thomas, Kahleah Copper, and Satou Sabally scored or assisted on 41 points in the first half. So let's see what the second half, the third and fourth quarter brings for this game. Will Phoenix continue their lead, or will the battle-tested Minnesota Lynx regain their form here? Salute Mads for the donation. This is not a bribe for you to cover some NBA. Turnover here by Minnesota as Alyssa Thomas goes coast to coast and she travels. She traveled before the bucket. She got the steal and then traveled. She has this perplexed look on her foot. And Alyssa's saying you can't even see that. But it's a travel nonetheless, 47-43. Bridget Carlton with the ball out to Kahleah. Back to Bridget. Right side to Courtney. Courtney comes off the screen. Going to her right. Keeps her dribble alive. Shoots the midi. Short. Rebound to Satou. Falls right into her hand. Cole McConney with the ball. Cole McConney over to Thomas. Thomas gets the screen from Satou. Going to her left. Keeps her dribble alive. Throws it out to Satou. Satou pump fakes for three. Gets down the lane. Goes up with the right hand scoop and misses. She falls on the floor again. Out to Cole McConney. In and out. And Bridget Carlton secures the rebound. Courtney Williams with the ball. Comes off the screen. Courtney over to Fee. Fee. Jab steps for three. Goes into the post. Out to Alanna Smith. Finds Courtney Williams on a nice cut and hits the midi. Courtney Williams knocks down the mid-range jump shot. It's a 5-point game. And Cole McConney goes down. I'm not sure what happened there, and she's in a little bit of pain. I don't know if it's what exactly it is, her left leg or what or not, but she's in a bit of pain here on the floor. There, I don't know if it's her right knee or her ankle. Not too sure, but her teammates come and surround her, and they help her up. They're going to show the replay. She got caught there. Oh, when she got caught on the back cut, and I think she rolled her ankle on Alanna Smith. She landed on Alanna Smith's foot as we go to a timeout. Beulah says, what causes power outages? I'm not too sure. I don't know if it's I think it's a number of things. I mean, in your situation, the electric pole catching fire, maybe too much power is being fed, so there was something faulty. I'm not sure. D, what up? D got it. Says who I got my money on at the moment. I'm gonna say Phoenix. I'm gonna say Phoenix right now. Oh, salute! Somebody subbed me up to 1,400 subs. Appreciate you guys. We're at the 1,400 sub threshold. Appreciate that person who subbed. I don't know what triggers my bot to show who subs. Maybe if your account is public or private, I'm not too sure, but appreciate you guys, all 1,400 of you. Do I bet on the games? Not too much anymore. I'm so focused on getting stuff ready for the stream that by the time I remember to bet, the game's already on. So I haven't been as locked in as I was in years past. I just stream. I used to when I first came to New York, I was on it heavy, but This season, I bet a little bit, but I haven't been as locked in as last year. Right, we're still in commercial here. I'll show y'all the box score while we wait. Nothing really changed. 47-42 is the score. 47-42. I'm getting a little hungry. Can't even lie to you. All my grapes is finished. 5-point game. 47-42. The road team Mercury on top right now. Akoa Makani goes out due to it was on the floor due to injury at that last shot we saw of live action. So we'll see what the resolution is when they come back. All right, Akoa Makani has something on her left thigh. Oh, so, oh yeah, on the inside of her left thigh knee area, she got a knee banged right in there. Sammy Wickham checks in for a ball over to Satou Sabally. Sabally comes off the screen, going right from Mac. Shoots a contested three. It's off. Mac fights for the rebound, secures the rebound, goes up, tries to go glass and misses. K-Mac with the rebound. K-Mac over to Courtney Williams. Steps in for a midi, and that midi's starting to fall here for Courtney Williams. It's a 3-point game, 47-44. Liz, what's going on? Salute, salute. Packers Brown was crazy. When I looked at the score, it looked like a low-scoring game. Well, Alyssa Thomas blocked by Fee, and Courtney Williams with a chance to tie or take the lead, or with a chance to tie or get within one, excuse me. McBride with the ball. They give her the baseline. She goes baseline, goes floater, and overshoots the floater on the right-hand side. Rebound to Thomas, who has it now. Alyssa Thomas with the rock. Drives left, spins back right, spins right into Courtney Williams with the steal. Courtney Williams goes up, layup is up, and she smokes the layup. Wow. Gets the steal, does all the hard work, and then blows the layup. I think she took off from too far away and smoked the layup. Wow. Ball in play with Sammy Whitcomb. Whitcomb with the ball. Over to Alyssa Thomas. Thomas, hand off to Copper. Copper, left elbow jumper, up and good. Kahleah Copper knocks it down. Back to a 5-point game. You blow a layup on one end and you hit the midi on the other. And I don't think the clock started. Or something fell on the court. I don't know. Something fell off of somebody and was on the court, so they blow the whistle to stop it. Ball in play here with the Lynx. Courtney Williams, top of the key here, over to Fee. Fee wide open for three. Too strong. And Satou with the rebound. Gets it over to Thomas. 49-44. Avellino said, listen, it said we're rooting for the Lynx to avenge us. I don't know. I'd rather lose to the champions than lose to a team who lost in the second round. I'd rather lose to our nemesis, Minnesota. Sabally steps back for a three and misses. Bridget Carlton with the rebound. I mean, either way, it sucks. And Napheesa and Alanna Smith not on the same page. Throws a bullet pass to her and misses. Sigmund, salute. What's going on, my friend? Hope all is well. So it's back to Phoenix here. 49-44. Ball in play here. Sammy Wickham hooks it over to Alyssa. Back to Copper. Copper loads up for a three. Short. K-Mac with the rebound. K-Mac on the push here. Gets the screen from Fee. Picks up her dribble. Nowhere to go. Spinning on her pivot. Finds Courtney Williams on the back cut. Williams jump past to Shepard under the basket, and she smokes the layup. What is happening? And Satou Sabally draws the foul on Jess Shepard. Offensive foul on Jess Shepard. Jess Shepard wide open under the basket. Easy layup. Just short arms it. It don't look like too much happened there, but it is what it is. Ball back in play with the Mercury. Offense is grinding to a halt here. Copper with the ball. Top of the key. Comes off the screen. Copper stops. Right elbow jump shot is short. Rebound to Shepard. Shepard will dribble it out and cross half court. Shepard, handoff to Heidemann. Heidemann keeps the dribble alive, goes baseline, hook pass to Fee, but it goes back to Heidemann. Heidemann steps through, throws up the left-hand floater, and scores. Listen, whatever works, works, man. However you can get the ball in the basket. 49-46. Sammy Whitcomb with the ball. Right corner. Comes off the screen from Thomas. Keeps the dribble alive. Finds Mack on the roll. Mack under the basket, goes up, and sneaks it in over Shepard. 51-46. Heidemann left side to Courtney Williams. Williams comes off the screen. Jump pass, and they called the travel on Courtney Williams. Cardinal sin about one of the cardinal sins. Jumping and passing. She jumped, had nowhere to go, ends up traveling. Ball in play with the Mercury. For 51-46. Sammy Whitcomb off the screen. Sammy into the paint. Stops. Double clutches on the jumper and scores. Sammy Whitcomb. 8 off the bench for Sammy. Heidemann quickly back the other way. Goes through, gets the ball deflected, and it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Minnesota. Subs happening. Both teams tied at 6 points scored here in the quarter. Heidemann gets it into Kahleah McBride, left corner. Kahleah McBride into the paint, throws up the right-hand floater and draws the foul. Kahleah McBride will go to the line for 2 free throws. Looked like she got raked across the face there. Hasn't been a lot of free throw shooting in this game. Kahleah McBride at the line for 2 free throws. First free throw is up and good for Kahleah McBride. Second one is up and she knocks down both. So 53-48 is the score. Sammy Whitcomb with the ball. Looks like Kat Westbeld about to check in at the next dead ball. Whitcomb dribbles right, comes back left, goes back right, cut off by Heidemann over to Thomas. Handoff back to Whitcomb. Whitcomb into the paint. Bounce past Mack, and Williams is there to strip it away. Williams on the run here. Blows by everybody. Goes for the right-hand lay. This time she gets fouled and won. Courtney Williams. So she misses the easy bunny on the other one. This one goes coast to coast off the steal. Takes the bump, finishes the layup, and will go to the line for the 3-point play. Wow. Yeah, Thomas just takes out her legs under her. So Courtney Williams at the line for the 3-point play to make it a 2-point game, and she misses the free throw. Ball trickles around out to Whitcomb. 53-50, 4 minutes to go. Courtney Williams with 6 1/4 of her 17. Napheesa's been absolutely quiet since that first quarter. Handoff to Sammy. Sammy on the rescreen going left. Sammy gets downhill, bounce pass to Thomas at her shoelaces, and it's stolen. Courtney Williams again picks it up. Williams over to Heidemann. Pump fakes for 3. Heidemann gets cut off by Copper, goes behind the back, and gets into the paint. It's a jump ball between Thomas and Heidemann. Napheesa was moving a little closer to Napheesa was sort of keeping Alyssa Thomas there. It's a jump ball there between Heidemann and Thomas. Mass at Phoenix getting sloppy. Yeah, just a tad. They had probably 1 turnover in that whole first half. They've racked up a bit here in the third quarter. Jump ball is up, and Thomas tips it right to Copper. Copper in transition, pulls up for three, way off. Rebound to Courtney Williams. I don't know if that was a good shot there from Copper, in my opinion. Over to Heidemann. Heidemann for the tie, and it rolls off. Fee with the rebound. Putback is up and good. 1 point game. First field goal for Fee since like the first quarter. 53-52. 12-point game. 12 points for Fee. 1 point game. Alyssa Thomas with the ball, guarded by Fee. On the attack, out to Kahleah Copper, who's back in. Kahleah Copper shoots the midi, bounces around twice, misses. Fee with the rebound. Minnesota with a chance to tie or take the lead. Williams on the attack, gets to the finds Shepard. Shepard was wide open under the basket, throws it out to Fee, over to Heidemann for the three, and misses. Shepard was right under the basket, and Copper goes Euro and throws it up in an ugly shot there. Phoenix doing some stupid stuff now. Heidemann finds Fee on the roll, right down the lane, and scores. Minnesota has taken the lead here. 54-53. First lead since it was 22-20. Kahleah Copper with the ball. Kahleah Copper over to Thomas. Thomas over to Copper. Copper comes off the screen. Copper into the paint, goes up. Right-hand layup is up and good. Copper respawns and finishes. Phoenix retakes the lead, 55-54. Unrivaled is on TNT. I don't know, on Canada. I forgot what it was last season. Fee steps in, elbow jump shot is up and good, and Minnesota retakes the lead. Take a look on their website, Beulah. They should have where you can watch it in Canada. Fee up to 16 now, has 4 in the quarter. Kahleah Copper over to Thomas. Thomas finds a cutting Copper. That's the multiple times they've run this same play with Copper cutting along the baseline. Thomas assists her, and Phoenix retakes the lead. Courtney Williams, midi is up, too strong. Fee chases down the long rebound. Up top to Courtney, pump fakes for three, into the paint. Drops it off to Shepard. Shepard spins in the paint. Shepard, one leg fall away, goes glass, can't get it. Shepard struggling a little bit in this one. Right under the basket with some of these looks, and just can't get it to go. Kahleah Copper off the screen. Midi is up, off the front of the rim, bounces off, and Fee with the rebound over to Heidemann. Under a minute to go in this one. Heidemann comes off the screen. Gets the rescreen from Fee, going to her right. Heidemann finds Fee. Fee at the left elbow. Fee into the paint. Shoots the jumper and scores. And Minnesota retakes the lead. 58-57. They're just going back and forth here. Thomas on the attack. Gets all the way down the lane. Nobody home. And scores. Heidemann took a shot there. And she's in a little bit of pain on all fours here on the court. I don't know what happened. But after Alyssa Thomas blew by, she crumpled to the floor. Heidemann in dog pose right now. Downward dog and all that. Oh, Alyssa Thomas on the drive-by catches her with an elbow uppercut right to the mouth. Boom. Oof. Damn. That was a shot to the chin there. Damn, that was a tough shot. Her whole face, whole jaw just, damn. That was a tough one. They're probably going to give a flagrant one. Alyssa Thomas sneaks by, and as she snakes by, she raises up the right elbow, and boom. Heidemann gets popped. Bam. Oh, my God. That was a tough one. And I think the crowd is groaning as they saw that the replay on the big board. Damn. Caught her with a shot there. Nah, she really is. She built like a freight train, man. Get out the way. Yikes. So they're reviewing this for a hostile act. Reviewing this for a hostile act. So she gets around, she goes right to left with the ball, snakes through, and then the right elbow comes up and pops Heidemann right in the bottom of the chin. So they called a tech on Thomas for that. They saying she initiated that contact with the elbow. Oh my goodness. Damn. So Minnesota will shoot a free throw, and then we'll continue here. Heidemann, I hope she good. They might have check up a concussion protocol. Shook a whole joint up. Like, damn. It wasn't intentional. Well, we can't judge intent, but it didn't look intentional. Damn, is she alright? Yeah, so the basket stands. I mean, that was never in doubt. That's funny. They just showed a gif of, not a gif, a clip of Alyssa Thomas trying to drink one of those supplement things on the bench. And I guess she got like a bad flavor, a nasty flavor, and she made a face. As the free throw is hit by Kahleah McBride to tie this game at 59. It is Minnesota ball because the basket was made by Alyssa Thomas after that technical foul that she garnered. So Minnesota with the ball with 26 seconds to go. Kahleah with the ball over to Bridget Carlton. She looked a little out of sorts there. Loses the ball, and Phoenix will play for one here. 59, 59, 13 seconds to go. Sammy Whitcomb with the rock. At half court, guarded by K-Mac. 8 seconds. 7, 6. McBride over to Westbell. Westbell was wide open for three. She drives and throws it out of bounds with 2 seconds on the clock. Ball over to Heidemann. Heidemann crossover from half court. And it's an air ball. And that's how the fourth quarter ends. So the Minnesota outscores them 19-12 in the third to tie this game at 59. We have a good fourth quarter on the way. Game tied at 59 apiece. Let's get ready for the fourth quarter. Yeah, Dion, she had to get that taste out of her mouth. She was like, what the hell is this? All right, 59-59. Holly Rose saying that Courtney Williams got the Birkin bag out. Oh my gosh. You know when older folk try to use hip language? Try to be hip. She said, I see you got the Birkin out. Yo, I'm weak, bro. I'm freaking weak. Yeah, that definitely would be a meme for AT. Empire says, weird trivia for Kahleah Copper, first WNBA player to be born after the league started. What? Weird trivia for the. What you mean? I mean the one that's still in the league? What you mean? What you mean? 59-59. Let me see if somebody got to clip it up on the joint. Let me see if I can find it on social. Somebody definitely should have clipped that up. If once they post it, I'll show it to you guys. But she was like, "How's this?" Looked at it like, "Yo, who put this in my drink?" That's all I was like. That's all I was like. What that mean? Because damn near all the players in the league are born after the league started. So was she the first player to be still playing before the league started, or because after everybody, pretty much everybody is born after. Not everybody, but if you're in your 20s, your early 20s, you born after, right? Yeah. So I don't know. She was the first born in 98. Oh, that's what you mean. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So after the league started, she was the first player born after. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I understand. Understood. So the league started, and she's the only player. She's the first player born after the league. Okay, I see what you're saying. I thought you were. I don't know what I thought you meant, but it wasn't that. Phoenix. Alyssa Thomas, you got 18 points, 5 assists. You got Satou with 8, 6 for Natasha Mack, 17 for Copper, and 2 for Akol Makani. Yeah, I need food. I'm out of grapes. I'm out of grapes. But don't worry, we got one more quarter left, and I'm gonna go have a nice meal with my lady. Alyssa Thomas with 18, 17 for Kahleah Copper, 8 for Sammy Whitcomb. Minnesota, we got Napheesa with 18, 15 for K Mac, and 17 for Courtney Williams. I thought when I first read it, I thought you were saying she's the only player playing as been. She was born. She's the only player who was born after the league started. I was like, that don't make no type of sense. But reading comprehension is important. All right, let's get ready for the fourth and final quarter, y'all. Mac 2, the game is alright. Phoenix was up a majority, but Minnesota has clawed back. The game is tied at 59. Chemo, salute for the super chat. Slice of pizza. Listen, I bought before the last time I streamed, I bought some pizza and I shouted y'all out. Um, Appreciate y'all donating to the pizza fund all the time. Kahleah Copper jump pass stolen by Kleandakova, that player we were just talking about, and Heidemann with the ball. Heidemann up the court. Oh my gosh, gets popped in the face by Bonner. So she got elbowed in the mouth and now she gets smacked in the face. She's like, "What more do you want from me?" Oh yeah, she pops her right in the face. I'd have been tight. Yeah, I am staying hydrated, y'all. I got beverage, but I got no sustenance. Heidemann with the ball. Heidemann comes off the screen. Heidemann steps back, doesn't take the three. Over to Bridget Carlton. Carlton spins on Satou. Canada versus Germany, and Canada wins. Bridget Carlton, that might be her first basket of the game. Bridget Carlton with her first basket. Alyssa Thomas downhill out to Akol Makani for 3 off the back rim and rebound to Carlton over to K-Mac. Minnesota on the run here. Minnesota with Mac. I said with Mac. K-Mac gets it back from Smith. Drives left. Keeps the dribble alive. Corner to Kleandakova for 3. Air ball right into Alanna Smith's hands over to Bridget. Bridget Carlton over to Heidemann. Heidemann crossover. Heidemann keeps the dribble. 3, 2, double clutches on the floater off the back rim. Kleandakova with another rebound. Out to Kayla McBride for 3. K-Mac on multiple offensive rebounds from Kleandakova knocks down the 3. Minnesota up 64-59. Largest lead of the game for Minnesota. Alyssa Thomas gets downhill, stops, goes corner to Copper. Left corner 3 for Copper. Big answer. Copper knocks down the 3 to bring them back within 2. 64-62. Copper up to 20 points here. Heidemann comes off the screen, going to her right, out to Kleandakova, top of the key, left side to Bridget. Bridget drives left by Satou. Goes baseline, goes to Smith, up over to Heidemann. McBride again from 3, wide open, misses the top of the key 3. Building would have erupted if she would have knocked that one down. And Alyssa Thomas with the rebound. Alyssa Thomas comes off that screen going left, gets cut off, guarded by Carlton, spins out to Copper. Copper, top of the key 3, air ball, and out of bounds. She was looking for the whistle, did not get it. Ball and play here with Minnesota, 64-62. You think Napheesa is playing on? I mean, she ain't playing too hard. Courtney Williams comes off the screen. Right elbow midi is like money in the bank for her. And her dad is over here pumping up the crowd. Alyssa Thomas with the ball. 66-62 Minnesota. Copper from the left corner again misses. Sammy Wickham, the shortest player on the floor, tips it out. They get it over to Satou. Satou dribbles back out, guarded by K-Mac. 8 on the shot clock. Satou wants the screen. Crosses back over, gets it over to Sammy. Sammy with 3 on the clock. Sammy to Thomas. Thomas, foul line, push shot, rolls in and out, and it's a foul by Bridget on the push on the rebound. Pikachu's mom, I should say. Hey, what's going on? I'm going for the Lynx. I respect it. Oh, let me end this poll. I forgot. Yo, my poll enders. Courtney Williams, 120 mid-range jumpers led the W this season. So it's 57% of y'all say Lynx win this one. Bonner with the ball over to Copper. Copper back to Thomas, top of the key, right side to Bonner. Bonner dribbles into the paint, out to Thomas. Thomas with 4 on the clock, guarded by Fee. Spins, Fee gets a deflection. Thomas tips it as she was falling down, but Bonner misses the floater. And Courtney Williams on the run here. Satou on her side. She stops, finds Alanna Smith wide open for a layup. Timeout, Nate Tibbetts. Courtney Williams, they're so scared of the midi. She attracts 2 players to her in the middle of the floor. Alanna Smith, left side of the floor, rolling right down the paint. Lay. Courtney Williams attracts Satou and Sammy, then finds Alanna Smith left side, and she just lays it right in, uncontested. As we go to a timeout here. Lynx up 6 with 6.5 to go. Got a good one on our hands, people. Got a good one. Much closer than the last game. At this point, at this juncture, I should say. Let me see if I can find if there's somebody posted that Alyssa Thomas gif yet. GIF, however you pronounce it. Let me just type in Alyssa Thomas. Somebody must have clipped it up already. Peekaboo. I just put some Timmons on my chain. Peekaboo. 80 pointers like a 20 game. Nah, they just got that pregame interview. Not pregame, that interview when she was like, yo, she gotta guard me too. Alright, anyways, we'll find out later. Mac 2 said, bro, Thomas the hardest working player in the league besides AJ. Yeah, Thomas, she affects the game in so many ways. Defensively, she does rebound, she assists, she can score. She does it all. Hudge said that's the code DPOY. Empire said no more trivia from you. Damn. Yeah, you can't sleep on the Lynx, man. You cannot sleep on the Lynx. They could be down, but you cannot sleep on that team. Gotta respect them. Got to respect them. I just see a bunch of shots of the elbow there. But nothing else in return to that gif. Yeah, AT would be more popular in a different era. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But it is what it is, my friend. It is what it is. Man, nothing popping on the socials. All right, broadcast is coming back here with 6.5 to go, 68-62. Cheryl Reeve looking for her 5th championship. The drive for 5, as they're calling it. Ball in play here. Satou over to Bonner, top of the key. Right side to Thomas, finds Satou cutting across the paint diagonally. Satou in the post, trying to get some get back against Canada. Goes up with the right hand layup and gets fouled. So Satou will go to the line. She's been a little quiet. She'll go to the line for 2 free throws. 6:15 to go. Satou with 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Satou at the line. First free throw is up and good. Second one is up for Satou, and she knocks it in. 68-64. Approaching 6 minutes to go in game 1 of the semifinals between the 1 seed and the 4 seed. Ball over to Kahleah McBride, down the fee in the post against Napheesa. She gets tripped up, and a foul's called. So it'll be sideline out of bounds here. Napheesa will inbound. Yes, Sierra, that's a good point. She's likable in the sense that she doesn't care if people like her besides her team. Kahleah McBride with the ball. McBride comes off the screen. Gets it over to Fee with 6 on the clock. Fakes the handoff to Williams. Comes to Bridget. Carlton off the curl. Shoots the foul line. Jump shot too strong. And Thomas with the rebound. 7 rebounds for Alyssa Thomas. She has 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. Satou with the ball. Handoff to Thomas. Thomas spins to the left, up top to Satou. Satou on the drive. Gets cut off by Williams. Satou over to Copper with 4 on the clock. Copper drives right. Copper, baseline jumper, off balance. Bonner with the offensive rebound and a foul on the pass. So it's 68-64. Minnesota on top here. Getting down to crunch time. Almost 5 minutes to go. Copper with the ball. Shoots the right elbow jump shot short. Fight for the rebound. It gets tipped to Bonner. Bonner out to Sammy Whitcomb for 3 and good. That's the thing about offensive rebounds. If you don't secure it, it always leads to somebody being open. It's a 1-point game. 68-67. Courtney Williams crossover on Sammy. Gets into the paint, throws up the floater, and scores. 70-67. 21 for Court. Sammy Whitcomb trying to get some get back here. Comes off the screen going left. Keeps her dribble alive. Sammy's at the foul line. Shoots the fall away. Short. Fight for the rebound. Carlton tips it to Courtney Williams. Cheryl Reeve upset she didn't get a foul call on that one. Williams over to Fee. Fee pump fakes for 3. Blows by Thomas. Euro steps through. Goes up and misses. Thought there was some contact there. Didn't get it. Thomas with the ball. Thomas comes downhill over to Bonner. Behind the 3. Right side to Copper. Copper drives baseline. Jump pass and she travels. And out of bounds. Oh, it's a travel. Excuse me. Yeah, there you go, Beulah. I knew you could watch it on something in Canada because people were asking. I don't know if that was a travel. I missed the replay. I was looking away for a second. 70-67. Courtney Williams with the ball. Over to Napheesa. Loads up for a 3. Short. Fight for the rebound. Kahleah gets it out to Courtney Williams. She pump fakes for 3. Over to Fee. Left side to Carlton. Carlton drives baseline. Out to McBride for 3. K-Mac knocks down the 3 off the dribble penetration from Bridget Carlton. 6-point game here. 21 for K-Mac now. Thomas spins into the lane. Out to Sammy. Sammy with the answer. Oh, in and out. And a timeout called by Cheryl Reeve. 73-67. Kahleah with some big offensive boards. Bridget drives baseline. And K-Mac frees up for a 3 wide open up on the top of the key there. And she holds the follow through. Cashes out. 73-67. Let's take a look at the box score. We got Phoenix 67, Minnesota 73. Minnesota outscoring Phoenix 14-8 in the quarter. 14-8. You got Phoenix. Alyssa Thomas with 18.7 rebounds, 6 assists. Got 10 for Satou, 6 for Mac, 20 for Copper, 2 for Akol Makani. Off the bench, you got 0 for Bonner, 11 for Sammy Whitcomb. She's the only person off the bench who has scored. For Minnesota, Napheesa with 18. She has 8 in the second half. She had 10 in the first quarter. 2 for Bridget Carlton, 4 for Alanna Smith, 21 apiece for McBride and Williams, both with 6 rebounds as well. Courtney Williams with 5 steals to go along with it. Heidemann getting beat up out there, got elbowed in the jaw, smacked in the face. She has 5 points, 2 for Jess Shepard. They're 8 for 27 from 3, 29%. And they're 30 for 70 from the field, 42.9%. Or what Lawrence says. Salute, Lawrence. Hit the like button, y'all. Let's get these likes up. We got a nice size crowd in here. Let's get the likes out. Subscribe if you're new here. We'll be back on Tuesday for game 2s of both of these series. Radio says, any context or description of flow of game or just stats reading? We're in a timeout right now, my friend. So I'm going over the stats for the people who have been listening to the flow of the game. 67-73. 67-73 is the score. Salute for the follow on the Twitch. Polymer. Salute, salute. We're in a timeout now by Minnesota. Minnesota, there's a never say die attitude. They could be down however much, but as long as there's still time on the clock, they're bound to go on a run. They are bound to go on a run. All right, broadcast is coming back. No, I got you, radio. I got you. They're showing a replay of Courtney Williams, the mid-range assassin, shot the most mid-range, made the most mid-range jump shots in the league this season. She has 21 points, doing it all out there. She smoked a couple layups she should have made, but has made some timely baskets here. All right, y'all. Let's get locked in here. It's getting into crunch time. And ball in play here with the Minnesota Lynx. 73-67, 3.5 to go. Napheesa, top of the key with the ball, left side to K-Mac. K-Mac comes off the screen. K-Mac, step back over Kahleah Copper, misses the long 2. And Sammy Whitcomb saves it before it goes out of bounds. Phoenix with the ball is getting down to the wire here. They led for half of this game. They have to make a stand here. Kahleah Copper into the paint. Shoots a contested 2. Can't get it. Napheesa with the rebound. Napheesa 1 rebound away from a double-double here. She gets it over to Kleondakova, who has had some big offensive rebounds. McBride over to Fee. Over to Courtney. Courtney steps in. Top of the key 2. Rattles in and out. Satou with the rebound. Gets it over to Thomas. How many minutes has Alyssa Thomas played? I feel like she hasn't taken a break. Kahleah Copper for 3. They need it, and she's just short. The legs are going here for Phoenix. Courtney Williams dribbles into the paint, throws it out to Bridget. Bridget for 3, and Bridget wide open for 3 on the wing. Knocks it down. And this is where Minnesota starts to kill you. An 8-0 run by Minnesota. It just takes one run from them, and this game gets out of hand. Satou with the ball. Satou drives left, goes behind the back, steps back on. Oh, that would have been a nice clip. She stepped back, Fee out of her shoes, and then wedgies the ball in between the rim and the backboard. Oh my goodness, that would have been a clip there. Satou Sabally with the snatch back on Fee. Fee's whole shoe came off, and Satou wedgies the ball in between the rim and the backboard. Damn. Sold the clip. Now it's a jump ball here at the center circle. 67-76. 2:16 to go here. Bonner versus Kleondakova. All right, so Bonner versus Kahleah on the jump ball, and Kahleah tips it, ball, and Kahleah gets it. Courtney Williams with it. Courtney Williams drives by Sammy Whitcomb. Nobody home. She looks back at her and lays it in. Hit her with the too slow and laid it in. Wow. And Minnesota taking over here. 78-67. A 10-0 run and a turnover here. Phoenix is crumbling. Mercury's in retrograde. I don't know. I'll try to make some pun there. It didn't work out. Courtney Williams with the ball. Satou. Courtney Williams avoids the double team. Jutted to Kahleah, stops and scores. This game is over. Minnesota with a back-breaking run here in the fourth quarter. A 12-0 run in the last 3:40 here. And Courtney Williams' dad is over here waving his flag. Them Minnesota runs kill you, man. Bonner with the ball. I just hit the mic. My bad, y'all. Sammy Whitcomb over there. And it gets tipped out of bounds by Napheesa. Alyssa Thomas trying to motivate her teammates, but it may be too little too late here. It's been Courtney Williams' show here. Hitting the midi, getting steals, assists, getting to the basket, styling and profiling as Copper goes to the basket and lays it in. She's been shooting a lot of damn twos. Finally, she goes to the basket for the layup. 80-69, 108 to go. It may be too little, too late here for the Mercury. 80-69, under a minute to go here now. Courtney Williams. Oh, they send a double again. Courtney Williams escapes it. Stops. Nowhere to go. Gets it over to Kahleah McBride with 4 on the clock. Just throws up a 3. Oh, it almost drops. And rebound to Thomas. 45 seconds to go here. Mercury, after scoring 42 points in the paint in the first half, only scored 10 in the second. Ball gets deflected from Thomas. Thomas frustrated now. You can see the body language. Thomas back to Satou. Contested 3 off the back of the rim. Courtney Williams, as she's done all second half, skies for the rebound. And this game is pretty much over. 23 seconds to go here. About a 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Courtney Williams will probably just dribble out the clock. Let's see if she goes for one more shot. Finds Kahleah on the roll, and that's pretty much how the half has gone for Minnesota. Kahleah with the layup, and that should do it, people. That should do it. As Kahleah gets another rebound as the game is over. Minnesota with a monster second half. To take the lead, they tied it up in the third and took over in the fourth. 82-69 final score. Mercury dropped to 0-1. And the Lynx moved to 1-0. We're going to take a quick look at the box score before we head out of here. But, that's Minnesota in a nutshell. They did the same thing to the Valkyries in Game 2. And they do it again here in Game 1 of the semis. Minnesota 82, Phoenix 69. They outscored them 23-10 in the fourth quarter. You can see the third and fourth quarter scoring. They outscored them in the third and fourth. Dion, salute. Listen, no matter how the game is going, you just got to stay true to your principles, and they do. Salute to them. I can't even hate. Alyssa Thomas finishes with, damn, they just changed it on me. They finishes with 18 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds. Satou with 10. She had a good first quarter and fell off the pace. 6 for Mac, 22 for Copper. She started settling a lot. She took 23 shots and made 10 of them and finishes with 22 points. Damn, almost a shot per point there. 2 for Nicole McConney. Off the bench, Sammy Whitcomb did all she could. They went 8 deep. Bonner and Westbelt out there getting more fouls than points. Minnesota, Napheesa started off hot, had 8 the whole second half, but she is 1 rebound away from the double-double. 5 for Bridget Carlton, 4 for Alanna Smith with 6 rebounds, 21 for Kahleah McBride with 6 rebounds and 4 made threes. Courtney Williams was really the engine for Minnesota. Sorry, Alyssa, you're not the engine tonight. 23, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, 5 steals on 11 of 19 shooting. So she did it all in that one. Let's see, they gonna do their damn electric slide over there in Minnesota. Oh boy. Heidemann with 5. She was getting beat up out there. Got elbowed in the mouth, elbowed in the jaw, slapped in the face. Finishes with 5 points, 2 for Shepard, and 4 for Kahleah. Had big offensive rebounds there down the stretch to seal this win. Well, Phoenix has to go back to the drawing board here. They play again on Tuesday, so they have a lot to think about over the next 48-ish hours. Looking at the comments, Liz said, dang, Minnesota is so good. Why do they bug me? Good teams that are not your team bug you. Thanks, Julia, for the comment. Beulah, have a good one. Hope your power stays on there up in Ontario. Liz, thank you. See you Tuesday. Radio said this series might be for the chip. That's a bold prediction there, Radio. This series might be for the chip. In my opinion, either team here beats winner of the other semi. I don't know. Listen, people doubted Indiana in the first round. They came through. They stole game 1. Listen, I cannot count that team out. They beat Minnesota in the Commissioner's Cup. So listen, anything can and will happen in the playoffs. Anything can and will happen. Sierra said they always look miserable doing it. It's like, dang, I really don't want to do it, but it's our tradition. So I got to do that stupid. I mean, electric slide is fun when I'm at the wedding and I'm getting the groove on and you and all that. But when it's like after a basketball game, I mean, I get it. It is what it is. I'm just hating. I'm hating probably. It's probably just hate. Anyways, that's it for me, y'all. I am hungry. I finished all my grapes a whole stream ago. But that's it from me. I'll be back on Tuesday. Time the game start Eastern. I think the game start at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I'll be back around 7:20 Eastern to talk about the game to start. And then we have Phoenix, Minnesota game 2. And we'll do Indiana, Las Vegas game 2 right after. They're both games on ESPN. See y'all on Tuesday. Make sure you leave a like. Subscribe on the way out. Also join the Discord. Link is in the description and in the channel description and the stream description. Enjoy the rest of your evening, y'all. Watch your football. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do. I'll probably watch a movie. I ain't trying to watch no football. Giants suck. All right, salute.